In the Husky Huddle, we gather round. Coach Human and Steve Cully were never found. They talk about the team with such zeal, strategies and plays. They analyze it well. The stadium's full of cheers and shouts. UConn's got spirit, we'll never doubt. Coaches share their thoughts, it's quite the treat. In this lively huddle we always meet.
All right, we'll get right into it. You know.
Yes. Husky Huddle. Here we are. The coach, Dave Schumann, the icon, legendary voice of the Huskies himself, the best of the best, Joe D'Ambrosia. Joe.
Good morning, boys. Hope you had a great Christmas.
We did. We had a great Christmas.
He's been narrating basketball for the last 3 days.
narrating.
A play-by-play. Sorry, play-by-play at a tournament.
Well, Frank and I alternate. Frank doesn't like my play-by-play because he says I get too into it. So I'm trying to calm down. But Chris D, you want to see a fired up Cully today? UConn's behavior the last month was disgraceful, and you owe Cully an apology. Bell was never intending to play. It was an obvious ruse to get fans to go to the game.
Ooh.
And a false impression they were trying to win.
That's quite an accusation.
Donors like Burton need to take control. Not one dime unless the spoiled grats elite. He did hold out.
That ain't gonna
money.
happen, dude. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Listen, he held out. He held out their last check, and he wasn't going to pay guys until after the bowl game. He was going to pay them double to give them incentive to play. But you have to understand, I told you this was going to happen, and I said that this was not a game the players wanted to play in, and it was bad for the brand. It made us look it really hurt us in a lot of ways, even though, we took a lead into halftime, which was surprising. But
no, they didn't. What are you talking about?
They were getting no, they were losing.
We were up 14-10. Oh, I had it.
No, we were down. We were down for 14-10, I think it was.
Oh, we were down 14-10. Okay, yeah. I read it wrong.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You're down, and then the wheels came off.
Yeah, then the wheels came off. As expected. The guy that I give the most credit to is Cam Edwards. Cam Edwards played like a beast in a terrible situation, and he represented UConn. I give him credit. But Mel Brown played. He didn't do much. They didn't give him the ball much. And then, just receiving wise, John Nider played, which was good. I mean, he was in the portal as well. Romello Murphy ended up being the leading receiver. And there you go. I mean, this is what happens when a coach leaves. Hassan Farrar, they were very, very careful with. 17 attempts, 84 yards. They only gave up one sack, obviously, because they were concerned about the offensive line. They did have 192 yards rushing, but it really didn't matter. Army only threw 8 passes, and they had 1 touchdown, and they rushed for an Air Force-like 368 yards. So, Dave, what were your thoughts on this?
Well, the game was like, at first I didn't think Army wanted to be there, and then it became a situation where Army got on, basically realized they could just run the ball right at him and throw the ball deep over the top on him, which which was really the killer, was the over the top passes down the field. It was like the guys aren't even covering anybody. And but I guess they were committing so much to the run, they couldn't stop the run. And plus, Army played that back that hadn't played all year. He's a freshman. And the fullback, and he was unbelievable. He was unbelievable. And
especially in that offense.
They knew he was this. When he came in, they said, this guy is supposed to be great. He really didn't play. They didn't play him much all year. I don't know if it was because he was acclimating to Army or what, but they didn't play him. And they decided to play him in this game, and he just, or maybe he was hurt. I don't know. I
believe he was on their JV team.
Oh yeah, he was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So they couldn't stop him, but it just seemed like a half-hearted effort from a lot of some of the guys, and then some of it was like obviously the receiver decided not to
Skylar Bell after announcing. I knew he wasn't going to play. I knew it.
But Stevie dressed. There's a big difference between not wanting to play like Fignano,
right,
and dressing and making a charade out of it.
Like I think that's worse. Yeah, I think.
Do you think that's worse, Joe? Is that worse?
I have far less respect for Skylar Bell than I do for Fignano, and I've got no respect for Fignano.
Yeah, no, and we won't mention his name.
Did you? That brings up a good question. I'm curious your thoughts on that whole part of it, where, like, some of it, like Cam did play hard, but like they didn't play him every series, so I guess I don't know what that was about, really. Like Victor Rosa, like went in, like didn't do anything.
Right.
Like I didn't really understand. There was obviously some reason they were doing the things they were doing. But I didn't really, I didn't really understand it. There was a part of me that was thinking, and this sounds cynical. Part of me was thinking that he was trying to showcase as many of the guys as possible that had eligibility. So when they go in the portal, it seems strange to me. A lot of it seems strange. I don't know. The defense just was non-existent. Basically, I mean, the last run where the freshman running back from West Point, where he breaks like 6 tackles.
Yeah, it was.
Did you see that, Joe?
Yeah, no, I saw the whole game shoot.
That was absurd.
Well, but here's the thing, though. Other than the kid that was hurt, there was only one other defensive player who opted out. All the other defensive guys were there. So
right.
The fact that Army ran roughshod over him has nothing to do with defensive players opting out. Okay?
No.
Agreed.
The defense was bad all year. Let's put that on the table. The defense was bad all year. And as far as what they did offensively, I have no clue what that was. If I would think the guys have enough on tape so that a meaningless bowl game against Army isn't going to help your resume. I mean, I understand what you're saying, Shu. And if I were a conspiracy theorist, I would go with that. But I just think it was a bizarre gameplay. I mean, the option pass by Skylar Bell, not starting Cam Edwards. I mean, here's the thing. If you start Cam Edwards and he runs roughshod through him in the first series, then you've got some confidence. Right? Then you've got the idea we can move the ball. Then if you want to try your stupid little wide receiver option pass, which was embarrassing to every wide receiver who's ever thrown a pass, then you could do that. But I just thought I thought the whole thing was just unfortunate. I mean, I think my biggest problem with Fignano was he put the poor freshman quarterback in a winnable position.
By
dropping out. And if he opted out because he thinks he's going to be a pick on Thursday or Friday in the NFL draft, well, good luck to you, son. That's all I can say. Good luck to you.
And he does. And that was the biggest reason. He's playing in the Shrine game. He thinks he's going to be a 3rd-round pick and, probably a 7th, 6th round pick at best, and most likely a rookie free agent. And I think, Dave, you said it, with the numbers that he had, okay, if he really was a contender for a higher draft slot, he would have been mentioned much more often, because 28 touchdowns, 3,400 yards passing, 1 interception. Those are numbers that mean something. He was never mentioned in the upper echelon group of quarterbacks. So that's where I think they were wrong.
I thought the best comment of the day by Steven Azio, who I despised on the telecast, shut the fuck up. Okay?
Steven Azio.
but Azio had one good comment. When the sideline reporter, when Coach Monken said he woke up with a 101-degree fever, and Adazio said, well, one quarterback's playing with a fever, one quarterback's not playing.
I remember that. That was a great comment.
I thought that was his best comment. But, I mean, look, Cam Edwards was heroic, although I thought it was a little bit – I understand they were down. I thought it was a little bizarre. He didn't carry the ball more than once in the second half. That's kind of strange to me. The whole thing with playing a charade and not even, and even on Friday, Gordy Sam is saying, well, I've got 2 quarterbacks who can play. Well, no, you didn't, because you never played McDonald. So obviously McDonald wasn't fit enough to play. So
No.
I mean, it's unfortunate, and I understand the kids didn't want to go to. I get that, but then don't play. And
that's what I said. I agree. They should not have played in this game. If they said that the kids voted and it was like 50% they wanted to play and 50% they didn't, I would not have gone and played. And, Gordon is normally creative offensively. I did not see that creativity on offense. Because you got a true freshman. I understand that. But I would have thought.
You didn't put him on the move at all?
No, not really.
I mean,
no. He carried the ball a few times, but it wasn't typical of what gave them success all year long. You didn't see a ton of downfield throws. You didn't see a ton of the wide receiver screens. And Cam Edwards not getting a touch in the second half. That must have been planned. I mean, they probably were trying to get Lundberg Coleman and MJ Flowers involved, even though they only got 2 carries. It just all around was a bad look. And I feel terrible for the people who spent money to go to this game and spent a good amount of money to go. And it's disappointing. And you do credit the guys who did play, and the guys who were in the portal that played, like Omar Diamande. But you hate to say that the effort was not there. It didn't look like they were giving the same effort.
It was uninspired. That's the
word.
Really
was. It really was.
It's like I don't know. It was like a spring ball game. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I thought the best word I saw was listless. They put in a listless effort. That's exactly what it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're 100% right.
It was clear. It was clear they had no desire to be there, and it showed. And it's a bad look for UConn. Coach Candle is putting his staff together.
Yep.
I thought he made a good hire with the quarterback coach from Syracuse as the OC. We still don't know if he's going to call the plays. I believe that he is, but that's conjecture. It's going to be interesting to see. He also hired his defensive coordinator, I saw. So he's putting his staff together. He's working on getting his recruits in line. And we'll see if he's able to retain anyone from the transfer portal.
Does he want to?
I mean, I think they want to keep Cam.
Yes.
I think they would. I think Mel. I know he had entered the transfer portal, but I think he used up his eligibility playing in this game. That was my question, because he entered the portal, but he played in the bowl game, and that would be his 5th game, which would enable him the red shirt.
Listen, the NCAA allows you now to get drafted in the NBA as a first-round pick, and then come back and sign with the university and play college basketball. So, anything is possible with the NCAA. And my question on that is, I'm sure Joe knows all about this, right? Because I don't know if Hurley chimed in, but definitely the Michigan State coach Izzo chimed in about it. If that indeed becomes what can happen, as bad as that might seem in basketball, football, guys get drafted all over the place that come out, that have eligibility, think they're going to go higher, okay, for example, come out, go in the 6th round, go in the 5th, 7th round, go undrafted free agent. Those guys can all come back now in football.
Oh, they can.
According to what happened with the Baylor player.
Yeah, I think it's yet to be determined. But I know it's the Pavia kid whose mouth turns out to be bigger than his game is thinking of filing a lawsuit to get another year.
Another year?
No.
Yeah.
Isn't he already 25?
I guess so. I don't know.
I mean,
but look,
he played 8 years.
Here's my thought on Coach. And we don't know. Everything we say, we had speculated. Well, I didn't speculate as much as you guys, but about who was going to play and who wasn't going to play. And as it turns out, almost everybody played. All right. So all this source is bullshit. We got to be careful with that. Okay. We got to tread lightly in that area, because oftentimes these sources hear one thing and it doesn't translate when they open their mouths. All right. So, more guys played than we thought was going to play. We're going to play. The game plan was bizarre. Let's see who stays. I would think Coach Kendall would like to keep some of the guys. I mean, there's some talent there. Certainly, as you guys said, Edwards would be a guy I'd bring back in a heartbeat. But can he make more money elsewhere? Although I would guess running backs are not a highly paid commodity.
That's what I would say too, Joe. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Running backs are a dime a dozen.
It's like in the pros.
Yeah, I thought the exact same thing with Cam going in. He's a smaller back. He runs hard, but he is not someone I don't think that a Power 4 conference is going to open up their wallets for and hand him a big check. For us, we love him. He's been with us. He's done well. I think Kendall would like to keep him. Based on the running backs we have coming back, I don't know. MJ Flowers is also in the portal, and he played, and then defensively, Parham played, Pringle played, Diamande played, and Chadwick played. Although not great, they played. Parham was second on the team in tackles. But yeah, Dave, it really looked like a spring game as far as participation goes. Let's get everyone in there and let's see what they can do.
That's what it looked like to me. And it's, I don't know, these bowl games, I have a hard time watching every bowl game now. I really do. Like, I can't even sit down to watch these games like until they get to like the last quarter or last 10 minutes when all of a sudden, if it's close, like anything can happen. But the rest of it is like, I mean, it's hard to watch some of these bowl games. You don't know which team cares and which team doesn't. Penn State beat the crap out of Clemson.
Yeah.
With not having 16 guys. 16 guys were in the were not playing because they were in the portal. See, I think it was tough for North Carolina last year. They had 30 guys or something that didn't play, right, or something.
Yeah, their top quarterback,
Right.
their running back, who's with the Chargers now.
You might as well not even play the bowl game. But part of me thinks what Penn State did, 16 guys didn't play. They rolled with the guys they rolled with, and they came out and played well. Like, that's kind of the model to me. Like, the guys who don't want to play, don't try to convince them.
Yeah,
because you know what? They're not in it mentally, and football is a physical game. And to me, it's like, hey, like no one just rolls out of bed and says, "I want to go tackle somebody." You know what I mean? Or I want to go block someone. You don't roll out of bed and decide to do that. You have to be mentally ready to do those kind of things because it's physically demanding. And it's, you tackle somebody. I mean, as much as you hit somebody else, you're obviously feeling it too, right? Same thing when you're blocking. You're driving somebody, you're feeling it too. And if you have a little bit of I'm just out here to be out there, you're not not only are you not winning the game, but it doesn't look good. You're almost better off rolling with your backups against, and you're probably rolling against now playing Army or Navy or Air Force in a bowl game, I think, is a difficult task for most of these schools because not just because of the offenses they run, but those guys don't transfer out. So they got their full roster. That game is important to them, very important to them. It's part of the pride of who they are as soldiers. They are not backing down from anybody. They're not looking to take a day off. They're not looking to go the easy route on anything. And you play one of those teams, unless you're much better than them, like those guys are going to fight the whole game. I mean, man, listen, to me, I thought at the end of the game, I thought the Army players were almost like laughing at UConn, to be honest. I thought they were almost laughing at them the way that they were playing.
Yeah. And
like this team is so pitiful, okay, that we could score 100 if we wanted to.
And Joe, Chris D mentioned, why did the bowl matter last year when we played North Carolina? We were 8-4. This year we're 9-3. We're playing in the same bowl game. Why did this game not matter to us? Do you think?
Because the kids didn't want to play. That's all. It wasn't anybody else. It was the kids didn't want to play. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Hey boys. I got to crash out. Not literally crash, but figuratively. I'll be in touch with you. But here's the bottom line. The bowl game was what it was, and as Shu said, it wasn't pretty. So.
Yep. All right, Joe. We'll see you later.
All right, boys.
All right. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. It was sad. And I truly believe that we should not have played in this game. If this was the effort and output we were going to get, I said it, we shouldn't have played. And I firmly stand by my point. Joe Fagnano abandoned his team. He quit on this team. He abandoned his team. The guy is the leader, 7th-year senior that was depended on, and he left when the team needed him most in the most trying times. He took off. He's in Florida.
Here's what's crazy. It wasn't even the most trying times. You know what it was to me? It was maybe look. Let's put it like this. It doesn't matter because we have a new coach, right?
Right.
So because we have a new coach. It's one of these things in the world we're in. Whatever happened before doesn't matter, and now it's all what goes forward, right? This is one of the quandaries of the whole situation that we definitely have to get used to as UConn alumni, but other schools obviously have get used to about that. And I think we have to have a standard approach to this at some point. And maybe other schools don't probably either. So it's not like we're any different than maybe anybody else.
Chris D, I told you Nick Evers left on Friday. I told you that. I told you Nick Evers left.
Right. And
he took all the reps with the ones, and then he took off.
Ray Karen said this team will be fun. So let's see. AD has already come out and said this team.
He said that the assistant pool doesn't matter. What matters is being funded to pay players. That's what matters. He did take off with Mike.
It might be right. I think it all matters. But
when Lane Kiffin interviewed, his number one question was, how much money do I get for players? That's what he asked. Yeah, I think you're right. That is number one. Number two, it used to be the other way around. It used to be, what do I get for assistants? And that's what hurt Randy. Yes, the assistant pool.
But now it does not matter. You're right. I think you're right about that. What do I get for my players? How much money am I getting? That tells me what level of player I can go after. Okay. And listen, it's not that they're Joe Fignano was a steal, obviously financially. Cam Edwards was a steal initially financially, right? Skylar Bell was kind of a steal financially.
But he was also on his third school, you have to remember, too.
Right. No, I'm saying ended up being a really good investment. Okay.
Yes, for us. Yes.
Evers was not, right?
No.
So you have a balancing act. And much like when you invest in when like hedge funds invest in or a venture capitalist invests in businesses, right? If let's say spent money on 10 players, if 5 of those players turn out to be megastars, you're really like you hit a home run, right?
Nathan, Jason Candle leaving the highest funded MAC team is like Section 8 housing. I mean, come on. We're going to be funded. We're going to be funded to the tune between $3 and $5 million. But you have to understand the way that other teams are circumventing. I just read an article that other teams are circumventing the NIL reporting because they're supposed to report any money they make over $600, and the players aren't doing it. So we don't know for sure how much they are getting, and then whatever they don't get in NIL money, they get from the revenue sharing. So they're getting around the $20 million salary cap very easily. If you read the article on The Athletic, it explains it. And it's not fear mongering. I'm trying to tell you the money isn't there. The money isn't there. And if Candle had P4 opportunities and
I don't know the money isn't there.
Because look at us. We barely spent $1 million. We were under $1 million on this team.
But you said supposedly they're going to have at least $6 million
for this coming year. The school is, we have $20 million to spend as an athletic department. The school is going to put $3 to $6 million into football, which is the most they've ever spent. Christy, you trust me after you hammered me all the last month? No,
Right.
I'm just telling you. I heard from direct people involved with the program where we're going. Yeah, Candle is going to leave if he gets a great opportunity. He's not going to leave for Colorado State. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second. But the bottom line is we had a chance to set a record for the most wins in as an FBS program in school history. And the team played like they would have rather been anywhere else. They didn't want the Fenway Bowl. They said that openly. They wanted to go to Tampa. They wanted to go to Birmingham. And we jumped at the Fenway Bowl because St. Benedict knew we traveled well. And to him, that's all he cared about.
St. Benedict, huh? That's what you're calling him now?
Yeah, because he ruined it. What does UConn football play look going forward? I think it's going to be a mess. We have a tough schedule next year. Duke dropped out. We picked up North Carolina. It's tough for us to get games. We don't know who the quarterback's going to be. I don't know Farrar if. Yeah, it was stupid on their part. It was stupid, but you have to understand, for them, they felt beating the ACC champs, Duke, was going to propel them to a better bowl. It did not. It failed. They did not want to go to Fenway, and the team voted on it, and 50% didn't want to play. And, you know, Chris D, you saw the post I put out trying to motivate them.
I have a question. Do you think if we played,
if we played in Tampa, Joe Fignano would have played.
See, so there was it that big of a fan difference?
Yeah, I don't know if we would have traveled well. Other people think we would have. Other people were saying Birmingham is close to Nashville, close to Georgia, close to a lot of different places that you could have gone to if you took a long weekend or whatever and made a trip out of it.
I mean, I do think, listen, well, they sold the tickets right away, right? They sold all those tickets.
But that's why I said I think did the team in the play? Yes, they did. They communicated it before they accepted the bowl bid, and they still accepted it because St. Benedict, again, to him, he didn't really care about how the team performed. He cared about making money. And the way they make money is selling tickets. And the tickets sold out for UConn faster than it did last year. They sold more tickets than last year for a patchwork team. And I do think it was stupid on their part, but in reality, are we going to travel well to Florida? Dave, are you getting on a plane and going to Florida?
No.
Are you getting on a plane and going to Birmingham?
No.
The majority of UConn fans.
That's the other question. Was they getting in a car and going to Boston?
You would have gone to Boston if it was a good game.
Yes.
You would have gone to Boston. I
would go to Florida if we were 10-1 or something like that.
You would have gone to Boston if the team was playing and Fignano was playing and we had our full array of power.
Christy, there's no way anyone's going to listen to any
Players.
No,
Yes.
saying that Dave Benedict is doing anything wrong, because the basketball teams are the two best teams in the country, men and women, and
They
nobody
are.
cares about anything other than that first. UConn basketball is doing well. As
St.
long as
Benedict.
UConn basketball is doing well, everything else is secondary.
But it's going to catch up to him, Dave, as you know.
I agree. Well, I always say this. If Dan Hurley wins the national championship this year,
And bounces.
do you think he stays?
No. Why would you?
What else is there to do?
Why would you? You won 3 national titles in such a short period of time.
He's young. So what else would he do? Go to the NBA?
He's been open about wanting to coach in the NBA.
Okay.
He's going to the NBA.
Okay.
Gino, if Gino lasts 4 more years, that would be a miracle. I don't think he's going to be there 4 more years. And financially, the money from
this is a great point that Christy brought up, I think.
That's what I'm saying. So, like I said, Christy, the women won the national championship last year. As a conference, they got $650,000 because they only got 1 team in. The SEC got $8 million because they got the most teams in. Doesn't matter how far you go or if you win. If you win the national championship, you should be the one getting $8 million. UConn, didn't care. Didn't care.
Yeah.
And with the men's team, it's going to be the same deal. We'll get 2 teams in, St. John's, UConn, maybe Georgetown will come around, but the Big East is hampering us. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. And the other thing, Christy, Big East does not have football. So they have all the money to put towards basketball, and they're not doing it. They're not doing it. Yeah, we do. We do. 2030 is Notre Dame has the lowest buyout to get out of the ACC. With the ACC going to 9 conference games, they're rotating now. Teams playing 9, teams playing 8 because they've already scheduled games ahead of time. But for them to do that, losing Notre Dame, they're going to need another team. And St. Benedict has to go make peace with BC, because BC is the one that has been against us. And then, the schools don't feel we bring anything to the table football-wise. And football, as I said, rules the roost. It's a billion-dollar industry. And the ACC does not do well in football. They have the lowest television contract out of any of the Power 4 conferences. So I think UConn coming would be great.
Yeah.
A great mate. Yeah, but Chris D, I told you the players were going to quit. They didn't want to play. They didn't want to play in this game. We were going to lose this game. We all predicted it. I mean, there was no way that we were winning this game with a freshman quarterback who had not taken any snaps all year. Check that. He took 2 snaps all year. Tucker McDonald apparently is very good, and he broke. It was not true about that to invite us for football. They did not. And I mean, we were close to a deal with the Big 12. The Big 12 voted, and the Big 12 backed out. Oh, I agree. I totally agree. They shouldn't have played the game. It was embarrassing that they played the game. I would have much rather they did not play the game. It hurt our brand playing the game. It's going to hurt fans going to games next year, I think.
You think so?
That we played this game. I really do. Yeah. I really do believe that. I believe it's going to hurt. You know, the fans saw the future with the guys in the portal. With if we don't get some of them back, if we don't get Cam back, we're going to need probably a transfer quarterback again, unless they're happy with Tucker McDonald, which I heard, you know, he's very good. But there's a lot of work that needs to be done. And
they'll go into the portal and get another quarterback. No,
but again, the portal's only 15 days. It's January 2nd. It's 15 days, and there's no summer portal. So there are quarterbacks out there, but you look at, yes, Bill Belichick is coming. No, you're right. You're right. Listen,
Bill Belichick is coming. What?
Yeah, North Carolina's playing because Duke backed out. Nathan, I agree with you. When we play good teams, fans show up. When we play FIU in Central, fans don't show up. Well, they showed up for the Central game, but that's Air Force. Barely anyone was there. I was at the Air Force game. The glare on the seats was amazing. When I'm done. Okay. Yep. I agree with you. But I do think this hurt our brand. I do think we shouldn't have played. And I think that the players not wanting to play in the game, it should have been taken into consideration.
Yeah.
Because, again, they're happy because they sold tickets, they made money, and we need money. And it's money Candle can use to bring in some talent. But for the kids, they didn't want anything to do with it. So, but we'll Kashif Moore is officially gone. They hired a new wide receiver coach. I believe they hired a running back coach. So his staff is coming together. Cam loves UConn. Cam loves UConn, but you got to understand, they love Green more. It's all about the Benjamins. I mean, you can do all you want and love your university. These kids now, the only thing that matters is money.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I think Candle's going to call the plays.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that because it's coming as head coach. He's got more,
more responsibility, but this guy is not a play caller.
Who isn't a play caller?
The guy they hired as an OC is a quarterback coach.
Oh, no, he's a play caller.
He didn't call plays for Syracuse.
No, but he's called plays. He was the interim head coach.
Oh, you know, that's right. Yes, you know.
He was the interim head coach at Rutgers. He called the plays.
Okay, that's great. Why?
I don't think he would have went. No, I don't know what Syracuse's situation is now because obviously they went from doing well to not doing well. So I don't know if there's.
Well, it's an upgrade for him being the coordinator at UConn.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. My point was I don't know if Syracuse was going to continue to be opportunities. You know what I mean? So
No, I agree. I agree with that. I agree with
Syracuse next year, if Syracuse doesn't
that.
win next year,
Chris D, I was not caught off guard. I told you I did not think he was going to play. When we talked Friday, yeah, he made this bold announcement.
I thought he was going to try and get his catches, and then.
What would you like to ask Mike Burton, Chris? I can relay any message you want to Mike Burton. What would you like to know? Yeah, the pit linebacker cut. This is what Dave exactly said. This is what Joe D said. We were going to get Power 4 position coaches to be coordinators. I think that it's good. Burton's disgusted about what happened. Burton every day was disgusted. He was trying to talk to certain players. He was trying to have people talk to players to convince them to play, to convince them to not go in the portal. I mean, Mike Burton is Joe and Dave said, you're spending $500,000 every year. It's going to get boring fast. As a university, St. Benedict has to step up and go to donors and make it a priority. My God, when I was at Dartmouth, the head coach, Buddy Stevens, rest in peace, all he did was fly around and go see donors, wine and dine them. Yeah, I mean, it's tough that we're an independent. I love college football. I don't love what it's turned into now because players are not playing for the loyalty of their team. They're playing for the money. And that's what bothers me.
The new defensive coordinator was played in the NFL. It must have been briefly, I'm guessing, but played in the NFL for a year, one season, I guess, and then
I agree with you, Nathan. Gordon is not a head coach, and I don't think Gordon's a good offensive coordinator, to be honest.
You don't?
No, I never thought he was a good offensive coordinator because he based his run game on outside zone, which shit the bed.
Well, players make.
I did not shill for. Oh, he's not. He's talking about me.
He's going after Nathan.
No, he's talking about Nathan wanted Gordon to be the head coach. I lambasted Gordon. I called him Ozempic on this show almost every week. I did not think he was a good offensive coordinator. I think he got better.
I thought he did a really good job with with the team he had. I think
he did. He got better.
Once the guy gets the job, again, this is my big thing with all of this. Okay, I know everyone wants to like I know Ole Miss was mad at Lane for not staying with them for the playoff. I mean, staying with them, period.
He allegedly wanted.
They made the right move. So here's my point.
They didn't have a choice. Yeah.
No. He wanted to stay for the playoff.
He did. Yes.
Here's my point. They let Samus stay. Is that his last name?
Yeah, Gordon. Yeah.
They let him stay. I think anyone who took a job somewhere else should not be coaching. Number one. Number two.
Which they did let the Toledo.
The player jumps in the portal.
James Madison coach. Yep.
And you get the vibe that they're not coming back. Okay, there are people that jump in the portal that may come back, but if you know they're not coming back, you know what I'm saying? There's a difference. There's some people that jump in the portal exploring it. There's some people that jump in the portal
did last year. Yep.
And some people jump in the portal that are gone. The people that are gone, let them go. Okay. So
hold on, Cashew Crew.
And if you don't have enough to play in the bowl game, you don't play in the bowl game. No. I get the financial situation. So if the financial situation is bad because of the bowl game, and that is the difference between us being able to have a viable program and not have a viable program, we got way bigger problems. The problem, Notre Dame said, you snubbed us, we're out. I mean,
they make $80 million a year just in media rights.
Right.
You get nothing.
That's the bigger picture here. The bigger picture is we're allowing, as a program, we're allowing players, coaches, and fan money to dictate how we operate the program. Instead of figuring out how to go and get the money we need, how do we go and get the money we need? How do we go and get the conference we need right now? How do we go and do all of those things so we don't have to be in that situation?
There's no sense of urgency for any of that, and that's what bothers me. And
it's because of basketball, there's no sense of urgency.
Yeah, but the basketball, it does not make enough money. It doesn't make enough money.
Agreed. So
it makes peanuts compared to football.
We have to make a commitment as the University of Connecticut to decide that we are going to be big time in everything we do. And that means all sports in a big conference and not in one of these slappy conferences.
Right,
okay?
Like the Sun Belt. Yep. But
that's what has to happen. We have the facilities. We seem to be able to get the donors for that. Okay?
Or the state money. Yep.
Whatever it is, we seem to be able to do that. We have to make a commitment to go and be big time.
Correct.
Who do we want to be? Because in the long run, are we going to be UMass?
No. We haven't been.
Are we going to be New Hampshire? No. Maine? No. Okay, we played in the Big East, we should be where all the big time schools. Where is Miami, who used to be in the Big East?
There you go.
In the ACC. Where is Boston College, who used to be in the Big East? They are in the ACC. Where is Pittsburgh, who used to be in the Big East? They are in the ACC. Where are all these programs that have football programs? Where is Syracuse? They are in the ACC. Syracuse sucks at sports. Okay,
well, they won 10 games last year.
They suck at sports.
Overall, yes.
But Syracuse sucks. Who wants to go to a fucking school, excuse my language, that is even farther north than the University of Connecticut that costs $9,000 million to go to school there?
That's
from a communications degree. I mean, give me a break.
Listen, the Cashew Crew, Benedict should have done whatever was needed to get Joe to play. He's one of the best QBs in the nation, and the whole point of the game should have been to showcase Vignano DeBell. Cashew Crew, I got another thing for you. Joe is the furthest thing from the best QB in the nation. He is dog shit. He benefited from
what was that?
The Cashew Crew.
What did he say?
Here it is, right here. Here it is.
Benedict should have done.
Yeah, he's not one of the best QBs in the nation. Believe me. He benefited from a shit schedule.
I don't know what you could have done. So
Benedict couldn't have done anything.
Yeah, I don't know what could have done. You would have had to come up with.
You say, "Oh, you want $1 million?" I mean, like
for one game? No, you're not going to do that.
I mean, there's nothing. He didn't want to play because He believes he needs to get ready for the Shrine game so he can get drafted in the first round. That's what he believes. He believes he's a third-round draft pick.
If he gets drafted in the first round, what do you think?
I'll walk to Alaska. It's hard when most of us fans comment on the football pan to disband. We're not saying to disband the program.
Who said that?
This idiot. We're not saying to disband the program.
Thank you, Nathan. You're a good man.
We're saying that football has to be a priority.
We have to step up.
Because we're putting money in the basketball. It does nothing.
The Big East originally was a great thing for us from a football standpoint when you played.
It was. It was huge.
It was huge. It was a
power
great
conference
opportunity. When the Big East disbanded and became a Catholic school conference, okay?
Well, it didn't exist for 10 years.
I know. Disbanded, came back as a Catholic school conference for basketball. We were stuck in the land of the AAC, okay? Because
which didn't benefit us. I agree.
Okay. And then we get into a situation now that we couldn't get into any other conference. We begged to join the Big East, and they're glad to have us for basketball because we're
the only team that draws.
We're the only team. The rest of the Big East is awful. Awful. Listen, I'm going to use Villanova as a good example. They had one of the best coaches of college football.
Benedict isn't doing dick. Whoever said that.
Steve, stay with me here. Stay with me here quickly. So Villanova had one of the best coaches in basketball, right? He won the national championship.
Yes.
Jay Wright. Okay? Jay Wright knew it was not going to be a forever thing there.
Of course not.
He knew it was not going to be, because how could it be? Villanova was a stepping stone. Villanova in the old days, the old Big East, was not a stepping stone, right?
No, it was a destination.
It was a destination. Jay Wright won a national championship there. You can win a national championship at the Big East schools. No one's saying you can't. But it's still not a long-term destination because of the financial difficulties associated with it. That's
the broadcast rights, everything. You don't get
that's
paid
the
money.
Difficulty. So Villanova, which is a great basketball school, right? They can't now. A few years down the line, now they're nowhere near in the ballpark with a place like UConn once Jay Wright leaves. It's done.
Chris D, the fans say we are doing everything possible to get into a P4. That is a joke. St. Benedict is content with the way things are. There's no sense of urgency. He's doing nothing to get us into a Power 4 conference. He's happy with the status quo. With us being an independent.
I don't know. I don't know if he is or he isn't.
He is.
He is. I don't know him. I don't know him. I don't know. But what I would say is this. I would say is this. The only thing you have to go on, I don't know whether he is trying or he isn't. The only thing we have to go on right now is our current.
Sacrifice something to get in.
Is the current results. The current results are we're still in the Big East. Okay?
Exactly.
That's the current result. So he
thought winning in football was going to get us into a Power 4.
But now we've won 2 years in a row.
Exactly. And what has it done?
Can we get in?
No.
If we can't get in, then we need somebody who can get us in.
Well, Chris D, the people on the boneyard are boners, to tell you the truth. Because, the bowl didn't matter if they have no chance to get into a conference. Winning the bowl game and having 10 wins, that would have mattered. That would have helped us get into a conference. Yes, we have a stronger schedule next year, and we're going to be lucky to win 6 games. We go 6-6, 7-5.
I got a question for you. I'm curious your answer on this. Army plays in the what are they in the AAC?
They're the AAC.
Okay, so Army plays in the AAC. We didn't play in a conference. We didn't play in a conference, or are they in the?
No, they're in the AAC.
Conference USA.
No, they're in the AAC.
Okay, so my question is this. This is now obviously if Fignano was playing, we would have been able to score a lot more points. But my question overall is this: Army at 6-6,
7-6.
then now 7-6. At the time, 6-6. Were they actually better than us with Fignano going into it? Because no. Okay, so then that tells you that the bowl game is obviously meaningless.
Correct.
Right? So the bowl game was obviously meaningless, and the only thing that matters is that we should be focused on trying to move the program into a conference. That's
they have to move the needle to get the program into the conference. And I think that's giving something up like SMU did. They gave up 9 years of media rights to get into the ACC. And I think for us, because we are an undesirable right now, we are going to have to sacrifice something to get into one of those conferences. And it's going to suck for years. But in the end, it's going to pay off because we cannot live in the current landscape we are in. I'm really fascinated. What do you want Burton on for? The fans are idiots. The fans are the ones who bought tickets to the bowl game thinking it was going to be a game. I mean, come on. You think Benedict's doing everything possible? If he was, we'd be in a conference. If Benedict was doing everything possible, we would be in a conference. You know what he's doing? St. Benedict? He's doing shit. He's doing shit. He's having people, the donors, in his little press box and bragging. That's what he does. He's happy to go to the People's Bank Center and show off the basketball program, which they can win 40 games and 40 national championships. It makes no money. Yeah, it would be worth it to give up the media rights. Yes, Army did lose to an FCS school. But no, Benedict.
Army lost to Tarleton State?
Yeah, Army was awful early on.
Okay.
Christy, you are correct. And I'm sorry that you got hammered on the boneyard, but
what happened on the boneyard? So explain that. What happened there?
He was getting attacked saying the fans were saying Benedict is doing everything possible to get into a conference. And St. Benedict isn't doing shit. St. Benedict is sitting on his ivory tower, bragging about his basketball programs, which bringing no money to the university.
I enjoyed I watched the Hurley.
They bring in peanuts to the university. All right, I got to get going, Dave. So.
All right, you go. Listen, let me hear a little play-by-play. Let me hear a little like Steve play-by-play before you go.
Oh, and we got Randall, top of the key, over to Gallo. Gallo inside to the paint. Here comes Tarleton. Tarleton, he shoots and scores.
That's good. Not bad. Not bad.
Pay the $15. You can hear me today.
That'll be great.
Once I get my voice back.
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of the day. And are we back tonight? Are we doing tonight?
Yeah, we're just at 9:30. Frank and I
don't care if you do it later. It's no problem. All right.
All right. So when life gives you lemons, which it did, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw it right back at St. Benedict.